I'm going to make something completely clear. I fucking love One Piece. I'm completely up to date on the manga, which at this point consists of reading well over 800 individual chapters. I've read up on fan theories on the internet, on story arcs and character development. I even collect like insanely expensive One Piece figurines, my most expensive being close to 500 Australian dollars if you want to pick it up for yourself. So when I found out there was going to be a fighting game based on this amazing series, I nearly shit my pants. For the unfamiliar, One Piece begins with the execution of Gol D. Roger, a man known as the King of the Pirates. As old Rog draws his final breaths, he tells the world that his treasure, the One Piece, is available to anyone who wishes to find it. In doing so, he starts what is known as the Great Pirate Era. We are then introduced to Monkey D. Luffy, the series' main protagonist, a friendly young dude with a heart of gold, but a brain of rancid dog shit. To find One Piece, our lovable idiot must conquer the seas, defeat countless powerful enemies, survive a tyrannical world government who's outlawed piracy, and endure many a grand adventure whilst utilising his gum powers, granted to him after eating one of the world's devil fruits. That's just the surface. There's a lot more to it than that, and if you want to know more, I really recommend either reading the manga or watching the anime. You won't be disappointed. So taking a step back for a second, a manga or an anime whose characters all have rad and imaginative abilities, all fighting each other to find one single treasure, should translate incredibly well to a fighting game, don't you think? So why then do I feel so disappointed by One Piece Burning Blood? One Piece Burning Blood is a game released by Bandai Namco Entertainment for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation Vita, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows. And as I've previously stated, I love the story of One Piece. It's rich, endearing, engrossing, and incredibly imaginative. Each section of the story is broken up into a story arc. Generally, at the end of each arc, a major villain is defeated or a large plot point is uncovered. One Piece Burning Blood contains a single story arc, the Marineford arc. Granted, this is one of the best story arcs in the manga and the anime series, and the developers do try to freshen things up a bit by having you play as multiple characters, giving you multiple perspectives of the same events. But it doesn't really matter, because by the end of the story, you'll still have played through the same core events 4 times. You'll have seen the end of the arc 4 times. With so many brilliant battles, plot twists, and character interactions from the manga and the anime, why couldn't they have fleshed this mode out with additional story from the series, instead of having you play through the Marineford arc 4 different times from 4 different perspectives? The rest of the mode isn't bad, the animations are all great, the cutscenes between the battles are well done, the level progression and secret battles are all neat, but there just isn't enough story in the story mode for me to give it a pass. The developers were sitting on an entire fucking goldmine of story potential, and it feels like they chose to be happy with a single speck of gold and then just simply walked away. The roster houses over 40 usable characters and a whole slew of non-controllable support characters, so there's plenty of variety. However, quantity doesn't necessarily equal quality, as some of the characters feel incredibly unbalanced. From characters who feel like they'd die if a butterfly shit on them, to dudes and dudettes who feel like they could rip the dick off Zeus himself. There are even characters capable of stun-locking the CPU in place seemingly indefinitely, which makes winning fights incredibly easy. Despite my dislike of 3D arena fighters, the unbalanced characters, and the lack of mechanical depth, the fighting of Burning Blood is still fun. Each character has their own set of moves, which look and feel awesome to use. The super moves are super rad, and using each character's Logia and Haki powers is just satisfying as hell. I'd love to comment about the online modes of the game, but I tried for over a week to find an online match and was unable to do so. You could blame it on my internet, the fact that I live in Australia, or perhaps they were having server problems, but each and every time I attempted to search for another player, I would end up waiting for a minute, then getting lumped into a game with a CPU opponent as no other players could be found. Which is fucked, because the online modes actually seem pretty cool. You align yourself with a pirate crew, then take over islands by battling other players and accumulating points based on how many fights you win and how many islands your pirate crew owns. At the end of the season, the pirate crew with the most points is crowned, and all the members gain a large reward of in-game currency. But since I couldn't find another player to play against, my dreams of commanding the strongest pirate crew in the seas were shipwrecked, along with this game's multiplayer modes. Visually, the game looks fantastic, and is arguably the best looking One Piece game to date. The voice actors are all pulled directly from the One Piece anime series, which lends to the overall authentic feel of the game, and the music and sound effects all fit nicely within the One Piece universe. The average gamer will spend about 10 hours unlocking all the characters and completing the story mode. From there, replayability is really dependent on how much you like the fighting mechanics delivered in Burning Blood, as the majority of your time will either be spent in versus mode or the online modes, both of which don't contain very much in the way of rewards or unlockables once you already have all the characters. I'm struggling to properly vocalize how I feel about One Piece Burning Blood. The fighting was better than I thought it was going to be, but the story was much worse than I thought it was going to be. As a huge fan of the overarching One Piece series, I feel like I might be a bit biased in my views, but then I struggle to see how One Piece Burning Blood would be relevant to a non-fan of the series. Will One Piece fans enjoy playing this game? Almost certainly. For how long, though, is the real question. Rather stringent fighting mechanics, unbalanced characters, and an unrealised single-player story aren't compelling reasons to stick with a game for anything more than a weekend. If I was forced to sum up One Piece Burning Blood in a single word, it would be disappointing. Not because the game is bad, but because the game is so fucking average. And I feel like One Piece deserves so much more. Hey everyone, Matthew here from Ultra Super Mega. If you like what you saw, remember to hit subscribe on the YouTube channel and check us out on the web at allthews.ultrasupermega.com.au, and you can find us on Facebook as well. We've got a Twitter account, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next review.